Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Muskegon.
I'm Chauncey Williams.
And I'm Tony Williams.
And this is What Do I Do Now, your guide to credit, debt, and planning for your financial success with 103.7 The Beat.
The summer is heating up, Chauncey. We had a nice little warm spell here, brother.
Yeah, it's hot, man. It's hot, and it's welcome. I'm welcoming the heat right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we know bad things happen when the heat come, though, and we didn't have us a good 4th of July weekend around here.
We did.
Sad.
We did. It was a lot of violence and a lot of activities, and
but when you put things in perspective, I was reading in Chicago, Chauncey.
Yes, sir.
101 people were shot.
Yeah, I saw that
over the holiday weekend. 15 murdered. Is that incredible or what, man? That's a lot of people.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, in this little town, we had three. Homicides, and that's unnerving.
And the casualty with a young man that was like 7. So,
right. Senseless.
Senseless acts of violence.
Of violence. And something has to be done about these guns, man.
Concentrated areas when you put drugs, alcohol, and weapons together.
Bad. That's a dangerous mix, man.
Dangerous mix.
It's a dangerous mix. So, for those that's listening, if you're involved in those kind of things, man, just stop, quit, because there's innocent people that's getting hurt, and that's the sad part. Choose not to be involved in it.
That's right. Your life is more valuable than an argument.
Yes, it is. So let's hope we don't have any more, man. Let's hope that is it. We get past this and have us a good summer. Finish up this basketball frenzy with trading and free agency.
Yeah, I know summer basketball is going on in the NBA. They have another pro-am. So I know Michigan State had a little pro-am at Aim High. Those players play. Some former players come back that played in the NBA or currently playing in the NBA. They play in that summer league, NBA summer league. And then all the trades is going on. Like we got Paul George at OKC.
Yeah.
Chris Paul.
To Houston.
Phil Jackson gave it up.
Yeah, they gave Phil his walking papers with $50 million or so to go to leave.
That's a retirement package right there. I would love to have that. $50 million to say, get out of here. Here go $50 million.
Go away. Thank you very much.
Give me my little box. How they doing this on New York to get a box and get on the subway.
Right. He got his box.
Yeah. That's all I came with was a box, but I'm leaving with a check for $50 million. You got Carmelo Anthony getting ready to get a buyout from New York.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I heard they were trying to crunch these numbers, man, and make some cap space. And by him taking that buyout, that would relieve some cap space, and they can go out and maybe, once they get him a GM in place and start trying to make some trades. Because Boston have made some serious moves, man.
Gordon Haywood, they trying to get rid of Avery Bradley. I'm like, why? Avery Bradley would be a great 1-2 guard for them.
Really?
He can come in for IT, and he can come in for Gordon Haywood, too. He can work between them, too.
Yeah. So they don't
He's the toughness of the squad. He's like the signature player.
Yeah, he's tough as nails, man.
Yeah, I like that guy from Texas, man.
I don't know who's up pushing them buttons. Danny Ainge.
Yeah, Danny Ainge.
If he fell out with him, I don't know. But, they've made good moves, and you just don't want to spoil it by getting rid of good young players.
And Danny Ainge got to think, when he played, he wasn't a man. He was called off the bench, and he was a good college player, but he was behind Dennis Johnson.
Okay.
Then you got John Bagley, and you had all them other guys. You wasn't the number one guy, but you was nice.
When we look at the NBA Finals, the starters, kind of equaled each other out. The difference came when you went to your bench.
And Golden State had good players on the bench.
Okay, good players on the bench, and that made the difference.
Right. And now Golden State just added another guy. They added Swaggy P, Nick Young.
Okay.
Out of USC, Swaggy P.
They still stacking them up over there at Golden State now.
And then they got rid of the boy that's D'Angelo Russell. They made him get out of there.
Yeah.
From LA. I think he knew it. He was like, wow.
Yeah.
He said, "Woo, LeVar Ball looked like a good point guard." And he took it down. He put a Twitter post up and he took it down. He's like, that's my job. I can't.
Hey, what am I doing here?
He might get my job. He did get your job.
Yeah, he was on his way out anyway.
Yeah, he was a troublemaker.
Yeah, he didn't fit the mold. It just took somebody like Magic to come on board
and shake him down
and start to shake up. So, but he took his time about it. He didn't come in and do it overnight.
He did,
which was good. Yeah. So it's still interesting.
Iguodala signed back, stayed with him.
Yeah, a lot of guys is not taking the max just to stay.
I think Nene stayed with the Washington. Some other guy came out of Georgetown. He was a fourth wheel on Washington. They gave him a lot of money.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember. He got a funny name. I can't remember his name, but he was a guard. And
well, you know what's his name? Still waiting on his money. Who a guy in Washington?
John Wall.
Wall. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Wall waiting on his money to see what they want to do because I think he's looking at free agency next year. So they gotta make him happy.
Kyle Lowry got a lot of money.
Yep. Toronto.
Did he play last year?
He played a little bit.
He like, I'm gonna sit back. This is a contract. Yeah, they're gonna pay me anyway. We in Toronto.
Yeah,
Nobody don't want to come here.
No. Nobody want to play north of the border.
No, they don't. It's nice though in Toronto.
It is, man. They had a great following.
And you can get this. New York is not that far either.
No,
you get on a plane, you can get there, but it's something about
Detroit.
it.
It's a nice
Is it the
spot.
taxes though? I think it's the taxes or something to that money.
Yeah.
It's a certain way they getting taxed twice. I think that's what it is. They getting taxed twice because it's American.
Well,
then
yeah,
it's Canadian, then it's getting taxed. It's getting taxed so many ways.
Right, because you work in Canada. You work in Canada, so you have to pay taxes because you
Luxury
work.
tax, then luxury.
And you know your permanent residence, you're probably still a U.S. citizen.
That's right.
So there's some tax implications with that, along with the fact that in every city you play in,
You get taxed. People don't know
get
that.
taxed.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you play a game that night, don't get a paycheck.
Okay. Whatever your weekly salary is, they break it down. They send you a bill.
And you say you went to all these cities, and we taxing you for them cities you went into at that tax rate.
Yeah.
And when you come back home, you live in this state,
So-
but you being taxed at the city you played in.
Your money can get pretty short.
You know, short.
And in the NBA, if you don't have enough of it.
You're out of there.
Yep. So, but yeah, interesting.
Oh, we showed you the video of Jay-Z today.
That was something to see, man.
The story of OJ. That's what he called
Story
it.
OJ. I've never. I didn't know there was a video connected to it. I heard about the song and heard some clips, but nothing like what I seen today or heard. But that was deep, man.
Yeah, he brought back
spent some time putting that together.
He brought back the Looney Tunes and the propaganda, the blackface, everything.
Oh yeah,
The Ku Klux Klan. He brought the burning cross. He brought the slave ship. He brought he brought it.
Yeah, and I seen one piece there where there was a slave ship, and then it kind of transitioned into the day's cruise ship. Okay, because I think the story was that, you know, although we came over on the slave ship, there's a certain percentage of us now can afford to do cruise ships.
That's right.
Okay, and I think that was kind of the theme in that story, and he talked about understanding the value of your money. Like he said, he looked at a building once.
Yeah, he bought. It was like a condo building, you know, and he said he could have bought it for $2 million.
Yeah,
and now it's worth $25 million.
$25 million, but he didn't get it.
Yeah, he said Dumbo, and he made himself he pulled it on his ears, and then they showed they went to the next clip with him flying over the actual part he could have bought.
Right, because he didn't understand that.
Yeah, he didn't understand
the power of investing.
The power of investing. Then he got to one. He said, "Would I throw up a whole bunch of $80,000 in a gentleman's club?
Right.
What's better than that?" He was like, "Credit."
Was that profound, man?
Yeah. And then one verse on there, he talks about what the Jewish people do. They thought it was anti-Semitic. They just he's anti-Semitic.
Right.
He's racist. What are you talking about?
The story was there.
He was giving credit to the Jewish people for being a collective economics.
That's right. They was keeping their money in their community and turning it over.
How they do movies. They always remind us of that the Holocaust happened.
Yes.
The Jewish culture always reminds us, like, look, there's another movie coming out.
That's it.
When I went to see the movie Transformers. They had the Holocaust in it. They had Jewish people in it. They had a brief history of World War II in it. Like, there you go.
Okay.
We was in it. We put money in the Transformer movie. There you go.
Okay.
Let you know they happened.
And, you know, they are a major player in the movie industry.
And sports.
The Jewish community.
And music.
And music. Yeah. Yeah, they behind the scenes.
And banks.
And banks.
So they got it.
And the jewelry industry.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So whatever you want to say about Jewish folks, they know how to work. And that was something that working in a factory years ago, something you didn't find was Jewish people working in a factory. Why? Because they were always taught to be self-employed and entrepreneurial. They didn't go to work for nobody else unless it was another Jewish person and they were learning the trade. But they don't go look for work, man. They create work. So I don't have no problem with how JC displayed that. But yeah, the theme that came out of it with the credit part was again powerful for his listeners. Hopefully they get it. That he's saying he has $800 million.
The net worth for $800 million.
Yeah, and he has spent money in foolish ways.
Like he said, he had to have every V12 engine on Mercedes Benz. He had to have every single one. So when a new one came out, he turned his in and got a lease. Or, he probably cashed it out and just traded the next one in. Yeah, they cashed them cars out. So he traded it in every time.
Right. And why? And don't tell him how many he had.
And how many miles he probably had. He probably had like 20,000 miles probably on it. He never rode it nowhere.
And he said he had bought a portrait for $1 million. And now it's worth $2 million.
Yep.
So that says he learned that spending that money on those depreciating assets
not worth it.
Was not worth it. I understood the value of art. So I spent $1 million on a piece of art and doubled my money.
Yeah, man.
It was worth $2 million.
One verse that stuck out to me was he said, "You gotta stop talking to your money." Like, we got a generation that's called the money phone.
The money phone.
They put a stack of money up with their head and say, "The money talking to me. The money's talking to me."
No, they don't. Do they?
Yes, really? They do. It's pictures like that. It's celebrities starting to do it. Like, you got Future that does it. 50 Cent does it. It's guys that do it. And I'm like, that's glorifying a lifestyle that don't make no sense. And I can remember certain MCs and rappers have backlashed against Jay-Z because he's came out knowledgeable. And I remember 50 Cent mentioning like, "Oh, okay, you can't come at us like that, Jay-Z. Your music sound like somebody that's they got on some loafers." Like, these people, it's too smart for the people that's supposed to be listening. I'm like, what? Why would you say that about your own? Why would you say that about your own people? Why would you say like it's too smart for them?
Yeah, now that's a put down.
Man, I was like, if you accept that, him telling you that you ain't smart enough to listen to that kind of music, something got to be wrong with you. That's a mental illness. Then we talking about emotional mental health. Mm-hmm. If you can't listen to music, talking about stop, change your ways, save your money, leave something back for your kids.
Right. And
then like the one he said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ."
Oh.
And then the music, keep the piano with
we all remember that phrase.
See the guy face with the teeth, he was like, okay. He had the juice. Look, he was that was symbolic. He had the juice and drunk all the juice. Okay. Like, ain't gonna be no more juice around. No more orange juice Jones.
Yeah,
OJ.
That was good. And I guess it's two versions of it,
Yeah, it's a one where he's using the racial slur.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's using you said jigger.
Jigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the one that most of the public will probably hear if it's played.
Yeah.
On the radio, of course.
Or if they play the video on actual TV, but like the character he has is J Boo. Now if you think about the historical context in that word, jigaboo.
Jigaboo.
A jigaboo is a person that's black-faced.
That's right. That's what it was. That's what we're called. Yeah.
Yep. Jigaboos, like boo, like you look lips white, black face, painted, jigaboo. Mm-hmm. So he said J Boo. I'm with him, but that's the type of stuff I study and read all the time and look and try to find it to the context of it. And I'm like, well, look at the history that he took us through.
Yeah. You can clearly say that it was a message in the music. All right. A lot of guys, they put their music together for purely entertainment.
That's right.
Okay, but I think my boy was trying to get a message through to the masses with this particular song, man.
I just want to do one more comment on it, just so we can move into our show. But I wrote a post about the lyric that said, "You got to stop dying over your neighborhood that your mama renting." And you seen that one when he had them angels flying up with them T-shirts on,
right?
With them T-shirts on, with the hood on the front, and they angels, they fly up in the sky, and they mama still washing clothes.
She was washing clothes in a tub.
Yep. And he showed the water come washing the neighborhood out. If you take the money that you think you're doing illegitimate things with, because unfortunately we live in a community that we got a small population like that.
Yeah.
But they squandering their money, and it's gonna become a means to an end one day. And when your time ends, it's gonna be another generation that step in. They're gonna either step in doing the wrong thing, following you, or they're going to step in and say, I'm going to change because somebody else in the older generation showed me that I don't have to do that no more. Right. So I hope that you're willing to take a positive step towards change, because somebody coming to replace you, they can replace you in a negative way or a positive way. Because remember, in these city streets, your kids got to play on these city streets. when you become an older man or older woman. So think about that. You're going to leave and go to Texas when your kids get older, when you have some. No, you can't do that. So you're going to leave the community. So you can't. You got to think about it. What are you doing right now to your community? That's what he's trying to give us.
Right.
So it stuck with me. I'm working on a couple projects right now, and I just can't wait to. I like music like that. I'm always into that. But I had wrote a post about that, and somebody said, how you can like Jay-Z? He started doing this and this with drugs and everything. I say, hold up. Have you seen the movie 13th Amendment?
Okay.
Yeah, have you? If you have, then you comment like that. Because for a lot of us, even with two parents in the household, that's the confrontation we had to deal with growing up in the East Park Manors, in certain neighborhoods. That when you raising in a poverty-stricken environment, you always gonna be faced with some type of compromise to do something illegal, guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
And when you figure out it's gonna help you provide, you're gonna see it as positive till somebody show you something different.
That's right.
So when Jay-Z had that next group of people say, hey man, we got to get this and end this. And like I said, it take 20 years to get out of poverty.
Yeah, you got to break the cycle.
So he started rapping at like 26. He 46 right now.
So
he there.
He's a writer. And like I was telling you earlier, he did an NPR interview, and it's about 10 years ago. And he spoke about his life. And it was. I mean, it's just what you said about them being raised in a housing project. You know, dad was out of the picture. His mom was struggling. And that's what drove him to do what he did in the streets, was sell drugs. And the woman asked him, do you think your mother knew where this money was coming from? And he looked at her and said, my mom was a pretty smart lady. But she never challenged it, okay, because it was a part of their environment. But he said he had a passion for music, okay.
And that passion won.
And he told his boys, he said, I'm giving up this life of slanging in the streets because I feel that I can do better with my music. And they told him, hey, man, them guys starving. What you doing, man? Hey, you making all this money and you're going to give it up. So he made a conscious effort because he didn't want to see the destruction that he was causing anymore to the community in which he lived in. So I think the brother deserves a clap.
Yeah, it does. It does a clap. And that goes right into our we've been doing our tips, and this one is dealing with prioritizing. And it says foster your charity side or philanthropic side. So when you say money can't buy happiness, but studies show that charitable giving can make you happier. Better yet, giving can lower your tax bill, your donations to charity, or say a school or a tax deductible itemization. You'll get an extra tax break if you give stock, funds, or other investments that are appreciated in value. So that's it right there. And that's what I know Jay-Z been giving forever.
Oh, yeah.
To schools, to Oprah's organizations, to buying backpacks, giving school clothes. And when he had that clothing line, he gave. But see, a lot of times that's not advertised.
No. A lot of those guys don't really do it for the advertising. Okay? They do it because they want to do it out of the goodness of their heart. And, of course, he's kind of watched Warren Buffett. Jay-Z
that's one of his mentors.
Okay?
Yep.
So if you follow Warren, that's one of the things you have to do.
Is give.
You got to give. And, I don't know if anybody has ever had an opportunity to stand in a line at a grocery store and a person in front of you, you see them and they've taken the time to get their coupons right, and they've done a real good job of trying to get the best for their money.
I've seen that.
And the bill come up to be, like $30, right?
I've been trying to get some of them people on the show. I done contact some of them. I want them to give us the art of couponing. I wanted to have a I don't know if the audience, somebody when they listen to this audience, that somebody can help me organize to have a couponing party. Like,
okay,
I hang out. I don't hang out. So I hang out. If somebody would want to organize a couponing party.
They bring all your coupons and you swap out things that, you got a coupon, but you may not really use in your household, but somebody else will.
And we can have music.
Okay.
We can have it at
a
hall. I'll come just for that.
Yeah.
But see, that's on that Jay-Z stuff.
Okay. Empower
yeah,
people.
I want to empower people and have fun. They're like, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all playing cards. No, we got these coupons, and we cutting them out, and you telling me what to do and how to strategize that. I've been wanting to do that. It's a vision that I've been wanting to have. I've been wanting to have a coupon party. And I know the people that help me set it up. I'm just willing for you to step forward, inbox me, and we can make that plan happen. And we can end the summer with that and go into school the new school year couponing for your kids, school supplies, but showing your whole community how to do it, not just you doing it by yourself and posting pictures on Facebook. That's not helping nobody. That's just like you saying that you self-righteous. You should be able to share your gift with everybody.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
That's what I want you to. That's the charity spirit though. That's what we talking about, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So teach somebody else how to coupon. So then we'll get everything we need from the stores and let's make it happen. I've done it, but I've not done to the point like you said, get almost $400 stuff for $30.
Right. Yeah.
I've seen that.
It's definitely an art, and there's a skill to using these coupons, man. It really is.
Double coupon days. They like, you gotta go this day. I'm like, why you gotta go this day? You get double coupons. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. So that's one of them. The next one is use your home equity strategically. So thanks to rising home values since the Great Depression, you may be well positioned to borrow against the equity in your home, which can help you finance renovations or consolidate other higher debts. So then when you think about that, it's like, oh, well, I got this property and I got so much equity in it, right?
Right.
And it's been 10 years or 15 years. I'm willing to go inside of that loan and get some money out. Mm-hmm. Now, what are the penalties against that if I do that? For me personally, I don't like that idea or concept if you already got a mortgage on it. Unless it's paid, I like it if it's paid off. I think that's a good idea.
Okay. It all depends on the amount that you want to refinance and how much equity you have. So if you have a 15-year mortgage and you've been in your house for 14 years and you say, okay, I'm going to probably be here another 5 years, but I want to make some updates because eventually I want to sell it.
Okay.
So I'm going to take some equity out of it because I got a pretty good amount of it, and I'm going to make the updates, make my
because it's almost paid off.
Yeah, because it's almost paid off. And then when I sell the house, that's going to increase the value of it. So the money that I have in that home equity loan, it's going to get paid off just by selling my home because I've increased the value of the home. So it's almost like doing it for free. So if the house is worth $150,000 and you do enough upgrades that pushes it to 200 and you only owe $10,000 on it, look what you're going to make. You're going to make $40,000 on the deal.
You're right.
Man.
And then you had that $60,000 loan that you're only paying $300 on.
Yeah, you can't be upside down and do it though. Okay, you can't.
Like I just got this loan with this equity.
Right. Yeah.
I got $20,000. It's $300,000 house. Let me get another loan.
No. You got to be well ahead of the principal on that property.
Got to win that principal game. The principal, when you do about a loan, interest is what you got to pay back
first.
Principal is what the balance of the loan is. And a lot of times you fight interest before you fight principal.
Yeah. So the first payment you make on your house, 90% of it goes to the balance. 10% goes to the balance. 90% of it goes to the amount of interest that you're going to pay on the loan, and then it flips as you gain more equity in the house. So the last few years of it, most of that is going towards the principal, and you've paid off the huge part of the interest.
Okay,
that's how that works.
Listen to this next one. Give to charity from your IRA. Uncle Sam offers an extra incentive to be charitable when it's time to take required minimum distributions from your IRAs. So if you're 70 and a half or older, you can transfer up to $100,000 each year tax-free from your IRA directly to one or more charities. So that's when them people do, they have their own charity, and they transfer $100,000 to it. And then they go do the work to a mission.
Right.
To do a mission job in another country. That's why those older people that when they pass or when they get ready to die, they give to community foundation and other places or churches, and they go on mission trips with the money and make sure their family go along.
Right.
I'm giving back.
So when you reach that mandatory age of 7.5, government says you will start taking these distributions. You can either pay us in taxes or give it away to avoid paying us the taxes. Now, it just makes sense to give it to a charitable organization versus the federal government.
That's it. So then now your community, you can benefit off of that if you got money like that.
Yeah. And there's a new concept now that's out where you can buy a piece of rental property.
Yes.
And hold the rental property value in an IRA.
Man, explain that again. That just came out then.
Yeah. I have some of these in my office where you actually purchase rental property and you put the rental property not in your name, but in the name of the IRA. And it's Quest. They call it a Quest IRA.
I heard of those Quests, yes.
Okay. So inside of that IRA, you can, whatever appreciation you gain off of owning that property is not taxable.
So that could be an investment.
It's an investment.
Somebody try to sell me some of them.
It's an individual retirement account, but you're using a piece of real estate property that pays you, rent. So you don't pay taxes on it. It just sits there and builds. The only time you pay taxes on it is when you actually take possession of the money.
It's larger companies like that right now. They're packaging a whole bunch of Quests and they sell them as mutual funds.
That's exactly what they're doing.
And people making money off of that. $1,000 contributions. Like you give a $1,000 contribution, you keep on doing that. You can give $1,000 a year. You can give $2,000, $3,000. I've seen those Quests.
Yeah, they do.
And you don't even have to own the
property.
property. Yeah. You don't even have to own the property. You helping somebody else with their investments.
Yep. So the renter is basically financing your retirement plan.
Your dream. Somebody with bad credit financing your dream.
Yeah. How about that?
Man, like Jay-Z, I'm going back to Jay-Z said.
That's credit. That's it, credit. Right. Because you got to have the right credit, man. You got to be right when you embark on purchasing real estate to put into an IRA.
Wow. That's it. And I've been getting emails and messages. Somebody called me and said, Chauncey, you'll be a great client for a Quest. Like I know you don't want to get back into the real estate game again, but we would love for you to be the investor.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't have to own the property. Say, no, we got mutual funds that you can invest in and they go towards your retirement. And you get a return, a yield off your return for investing in somebody that buy the properties and rent them out. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do nothing. I was like, what?
Nope.
He said, it's like a stock market.
No, you still get all the deductions. You still get to get all the deductions as you for your taxes, for your insurance, for any upgrades or that you do in the property. But yet as the money comes back from the rent, it goes into this IRA and it sits there, but it's gaining interest because you can turn around and use that to invest in other products in the stock market if you want to.
Wow, that's a creative product, man.
Oh, yeah.
You done made it a lot more clear because when I talked to the guy on the phone about it, I was like, I don't know, that seemed kind of, but now that seemed shady. Huh? Yeah, but now I see how the product works. I see it.
Yeah, that's
wow,
that's
an amazing
man.
product. I'm going to be doing that pretty soon. That's something I'm going to be grabbing hold of.
For the benefit of Chauncey Williams.
That's
right.
How
it's titled.
That's it. For the benefit. That's how you want to look at it.
Benefit of, yep. Or you can set it up for your children.
Yeah.
All right? You can have it set up for your children, man, or your grandchildren. And that's the other thing our boy mentioned about leaving money for your kids, right?
That's right.
So.
And with like some of them, you don't even have to buy the properties. You could just be in that new product that they have. Mm-hmm. Somebody else buying the properties, and you just investing in there, what they doing.
That's it.
As the market growing, they gaining, and you gaining with them. Because they created a stock for it. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, it's a million ways to make money.
In this country,
they'll take advantage. Capitalism for real.
At its best.
When you see somebody that's struggling, like you really like not really thinking. You really don't care.
Right. And and I know you've seen it, Chauncey, riding around on these streets, they've got their signs on these street corners.
Begging.
Hiring. We're hiring.
Yeah, all these jobs.
And
these factories and everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not coming in there at $20 an hour.
14,
right?
13, 12. It's all out there.
Absolutely. So if somebody tell you they're looking for a job, one or two things is happening. They really are not looking for a job, or they can't pass the drug test.
That's it. So
one of the two.
It's an excuse or a reason why I can't be the best man I can be. I just want to keep on getting over. That's what it really is.
Yeah, gaming, playing the system, stealing, robbing, thieving, slinging, whatever it might be that you call your hustle.
Yeah. What I realized is going through the struggle, it gives you concrete feet to stand on, and you get a foundation that nobody can take away.
And you sleep good at night.
Man, you sleep good at night.
You ain't got to worry about your nose getting kicked in or you getting robbed by, somebody
that's jealous.
Than, yeah.
Because I'm doing something illegal and they doing it to it.
And I'm not. How can you call the police when you're doing illegal and you get robbed?
That's right. Stay in your lane.
Okay.
Stay in your lane, audience. It says, make your wealth last. It says, if you contribute to a donor-advised fund, you can take charitable tax deductions for the full amount now, but take as much time as you want to decide which charities to support. By making a giving family affair, you can build a charitable fund that lasts for generations and share your your giving values with your children and children's children. Mutual fund companies, brokerages, firms, and community foundations offer donor-advised funds. Mm-hmm. We got Muskegon Community Foundation here, and people give money all the time to that organization.
All the time.
Out of their investments.
Out of their investments.
When it, like you said, when they yield a certain age, they're like, I'm giving this to the community foundation.
Yeah.
And all you had to do is fill out an application and end up giving you the money for your cause, because people they giving millions.
Giving millions.
Because they have to.
We get the part of the Big Red Athletic Foundation.
Yes, sir.
You get a lot of people, man, that went to school in Muskegon back in the 30s and the 40s, and a part of their estate is they give money to the foundation to continue the work that they're doing. Okay.
When they leave. I'm going to be one of those guys like that. A teacher that when I die, something to give, but like make sure that money keep on going back to what I was doing, to a coach or like a scholarship or something. That's one of my goals. That's kind of weird, but that's what it is. That's people. You leave legacies.
You leave a legacy.
Like who left that money? Be like, man, this man was around a long time ago. He did A, B, and C.
Right. And you know the one that we know the most about in this community is Charles Hackley.
There it is.
Okay. Charles Hackley just, he spent a lot of money while he was alive, but he left a lot of money too. You got Hackley Stadium, Hackley Hospital, Hackley Street, and that's just to name a few of the things that this man did.
Yes, he
did. As a donor to this community.
That's right. The next one is pay off your mortgage. If you're tired of your other debts and savings up track, put extra cash towards your mortgage and refinance it to a 15-year mortgage to free up your finances by the time you retire.
Here's an
example. I'm working on our next project, because we're gonna have this next project about building our wealth, on how learning from the older generation and saying that here go my money, what to do with it. And I was reading something last night, and they gave me an example of a mortgage. They say, why would you want a 30-year mortgage? You get a 15-year mortgage. And they gave me an example. Say, Chance, you got a $150,000 mortgage with a certain interest at $946 a month. All right, 30 year. Mm-hmm. They said that same mortgage for 15 years, $1348 with that same interest rate. Why you can't pay $1348? What's holding you back?
You don't want to.
You don't want to, but then for 15 years, he said you could do this. He said, all right. So the first payment is, say if you're doing a 15-year or you do the 30-year, you can make the 30-year 15 by paying the 9, and then as soon as you pay the 9, you could pay the excess to get you close to the $1348. But you're still on the 30-year, and you'll make that 30-year go to a 15.
Right.
But you got to check their motorization, the schedule, and see if you'll be penalized. Other than that, that's worth it.
Yeah, most of them don't penalize you for paying them off early, but some do. Okay, but you're absolutely right. If you got a 30-year and you got a good rate,
yep, go and pay it twice a month.
You can go ahead and do that bi-weekly payment, and you'll knock it down in 15.
So you'll beat the interest too. Like you'll pay, and you'll pay all, and then the next one you'll pay, and you'll be right into the principal.
The second
interest
payment
won't come.
The second payment goes strictly to the principal.
To the principal. So the next time the interest come out, the interest will have a lower amount to work on, because interest collects every day.
Yep.
Off that balance. So now you're knocking that balance down that you borrowed against.
Right. Like you said, when that statement come out the first of the month, it's already figured in how much is the principal, how much is the balance. Anything is paid in between that period of time goes strictly on the balance.
I just paid off my truck like that almost 2 years ahead of time, real fast, because I did that right there.
Yep.
I paid, then I paid again. I paid. And then they even called me like, hey, sir, you do. I said, you gave us extra payments.
Oh, I know it.
Yes, I know. Yes, I do. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Under this loan as soon as possible.
Man, I'm loving it too. I think that's our show today. We brought in Jay-Z today. I mean, we talking about Jay-Z. Think about it. We're on a financial show. We talking about Jay-Z.
And I think that's a good person to talk about, because the brother, he had nothing.
He had nothing.
Okay.
And he used words and relationships to open an $800 million door where he has a partnership and relationship with a Warren Buffett, where he can call him on the phone. Can you be from the projects and call Warren Buffett from the phone?
Gotta have a dream, baby.
Man, you gotta have one. I'm Chauncey Williams.
And I'm Tony Williams.
And this is What Do I Do Now? Your guide to credit, debt, and planning for your financial success with 103.7 The Beat.